Greetings and welcome to Match Play with Ray Adams. I am excited about this show today. Thanks for joining. It's Ryder Cup month, and I can't think of a better subject than the PGA of America to join me today on set. And I have the president of the PGA of America, Jim Richardson, will be joining me a little bit later in the show. But right now, to get this thing started, we are at Augusta Ranch Golf Club here in beautiful Mesa, Arizona. It's one of the prettiest golf courses in all of the Phoenix metro area. The owner is Don Rea. He's the secretary of the PGA of America, PGA professional for many years. Don, welcome to the show.
Let's get this going. Play.
Ooh, well, I said that Don started into golf a little bit different way. Don, tell me about the baseball and the umpiring.
Oh, I'm happy to be here.
Yeah.
Yes,
well, you're at your
because
home course.
No one's yelling at me like when I was an umpire. But yeah, it's a crazy story, right? I used to work for UPS and deliver to Riverview Golf Course, which is now the Chicago Cubs spring training facility. So,
oh my goodness, right here.
Right here in town. And Jim Mooney was the PGA golf professional. And he's the one who said, I asked him, hey, how do you get in the golf business? He said, Don, if you're going to be in the golf business, you got to be a PGA golf professional. And he gave me the number to the PGA. And
you were 30 years old, weren't you?
I was at that time. I'd been umpiring. I umpired 9 years, 1,300 baseball games. But at that time, I was 8 years in, and I didn't know what I was going to do if I didn't make it to the big leagues.
Did you play a lot of golf growing up, and you knew you were good enough to get your player's ability test?
No. My first golf tournament in my life was the playing ability test, and I passed it. Yeah, so it's.
And you passed it.
I didn't know the rules.
And what do you have to shoot? You have to shoot 2 rounds back to back.
There was at Cave Creek right here in town,
yep.
And you had to shoot 76, 75. And so I shot 76, 73, passed it by 2.
And you hadn't played much golf?
Never in a tournament. Played with my dad. My dad's the one who taught me the game.
Yeah.
But didn't
Came
play
from
no
California, grew up in Las Vegas, so you know how to play in the wind, that's for sure.
Yeah,
so working for UPS, you got started at Riverview, which is now the Cubs training.
Yeah, no doubt. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, it was a great 9-hole facility.
Yeah.
But it's funny that I got out of baseball, and then the golf course that got me into golf is now a baseball stadium, but can't make that up.
All right, Don, you have been the owner here at Augusta Ranch Golf Course for many years. I've known you for those years, most of them. And I understand that something very special happens here every Wednesday morning.
Yeah.
You give a Bible study.
Yeah, we've been doing it.
And you did it today.
I did it today.
Tell us about that.
Every Wednesday that I'm in town, I've been traveling a lot with the PGA.
That's true.
It's the longest standing Bible study at my church right now. I've been doing it for over 8 years. It's just for men. We do it at 7 a.m. every Wednesday morning. And, we just get in the Word and, try to sharpen each other and survive this difficult world, right? I don't think Sunday's enough. You better have a Bible study in the middle of the week for a little halftime talk.
All good news in a world that keeps sending us, by way of television and a lot of personal experiences, unfortunately bad news. And it's good news that you have that ministry and that you have golf. Don, you were elected last October as the secretary of the PGA of America. Yeah. So you have a national office now. That means that you will ascend to the throne of presidency. How does it work, and how long does it take from going from secretary on to president?
I'll be secretary for 2 years, and then I'll be vice president for 2 years, and then I'll be president for 2 years.
Okay, so 5 years to go.
It's 5 years. Well, 3. Well, really, I got one more year as secretary. Time's flying, right? I can't believe
my
it.
Goodness.
And then I'll be vice president. So it's exciting. It's a learning curve for sure. Love working alongside John Lindard and Jim Richardson, kind of learning the ropes as the new guy on the crew. And I'm excited. It's been very fulfilling the first 9 months here.
Don, what does a secretary of the PGA of America do?
Yeah. Well, ultimately there's certain roles I specifically have. I'm the chair of the Board of Control. It's kind of like our Supreme Court. I deal with code of ethics issues. We also do our disaster relief, where we give golf professionals money that need it in, maybe it's a disaster, maybe it's a medical condition. Mm-hmm. That's probably the most fun I'm having right now. The most fulfilling is listening to those members and being able to help them. And then just growing the game, right? Preaching and teaching and going across and telling everybody that golf is bringing families together. So it's time to get out there. And they're already out there, but now we got to keep them. And that's really my main goal, is to make sure we do.
And while this is a Ryder Cup edition, it is always a continuance of growing the game of golf. And I can't think of any other way to talk about growing the game of golf than some of the PGA initiatives that you are now, as a national office holder, heading up and organizing. Tell us a couple of initiatives that you as secretary are involved with that would be part of growing the game of golf.
Yeah, well, PGA Junior League is an amazing program, right? Championships right here at Greyhawk. In October, we're going to have the national championship here. So getting kids together, numbers on their back, names on their jerseys, playing in a little two-person scramble. I mean, watching them read each other's putts and working as a team and switching teammates. It's just so great. Family Cup's coming out, just like PGA Junior League, but the whole family gets to play. So I'm really excited about that.
And how does that work real quick?
On a scramble, on the PGA Junior League, you have 10 people on a team, and you pick your 2 starters, and they'll play a 2-person scramble against another team. And then after the 3rd hole, which is a flag they call it, then you can switch in and out of sub. So by the end of 9 holes, always a 9-hole tournament, you see who has the most flags, and that's who gets on. And right now, we're literally in the middle of our championship season, trying to define those teams that are going to make it. It's going to be great.
And works same way with the Family Cup as well. Well, I know Ricky Fowler has been great for the PGA of America, helping you with that. He's been on this show, and I know your hats are off. All of our hats are off to Ricky Fowler for being a part of the PGA of America initiative to help the Junior League. How have you changed as a PGA professional this past year, having become secretary? We know you've traveled extensively. We know that you are delegating lots to your staff for Augusta Ranch Golf Club because you do have to travel for the PGA of America. We know there's a Ryder Cup coming up, and we're going to talk a lot more about that here in a minute. But how have you changed as a PGA professional? What have you learned, and what are you going to do differently now that you've learned this?
Yeah, well, I mean, some of that travel's self-imposed because I wanted to go out there and see our members. There's 28,000 of them, men and women, and it's got me out of, when you're at Augusta Ranch, this is where I'm at all the time, right? And you kind of get used to the smell of your own house. And so now I'm at other facilities talking to other members, hearing the tough times, hearing the great ideas, hearing the things that they're doing. And that's changed me for sure. Certainly just the empathy of it all. I mean, some of them working so hard right now. They're grinding to grow the game, and the game is growing. So it's a lot of work to keep it going. So our members have never worked harder, but to be out there and meet them on the front lines, it's definitely changed me. And it's going to make me a better vice president and president.
We know that you're an innovator and you're willing to go outside of the envelope, outside of the lines right here at Augusta Ranch Golf Club. And I'd love to talk to you more about that. But folks, you got to get to Augusta Ranch Golf Club, play some golf, meet Don Ray, the owner. He'll be here. Don't worry. And we're going to come back in just a moment with the president of the PGA of America, Jim Richardson. Stay right there.
We'll be back with more match play right after these messages.
You've heard me talk about Squares golf shoes and how they help you hit the golf ball further. And many of you are saying, oh, come on, Faldo, give us a break. How is that possible? But yes, they do. And it's proven with science.
What we noticed with the Square shoes was the shoe keeps the pressure in a more stable fashion towards inside of the trail heel, allowing pressure to get to the lead side, generating much more club head speed and distance gain.
Visit squares.com. Change your shoes, change your game. Squares, the distance golf shoe.
What's the difference between good and great? Good treats you like a customer. Great treats you like a friend. From saving you haircut details and clip notes to saving you time with online check-in, Great Clips makes your life easier, just like a great friend should. Great Clips, it's gonna be great.
Golf gloves have been around for over a century, but they never seem to stand the test of time. It's time to stop playing short-lived, frail, crusty leather gloves and start playing with game-changing Claw golf gloves. Exclusive silicone palm provides consistent grip that never blackens, hardens, or tears. Breathable mesh promotes outstanding airflow, keeping hands cool and sweat-free. Add in being machine washable, the Claw delivers more rounds than typical stale old leather gloves. Golfers, it's time to expect more from your golf glove.
As I approach any green, I'm already engaging in a putt. And walking up here, I can see this green slopes right to left. I've got an uphill putt. So I'm gonna take my on-point 3D ball marker, and I'm gonna guess that this putt's breaking a cut, maybe a touch more. But what I really love about it is the visualization I have from above. And looking at this, I think I need to adjust, add just a touch more break. Right, take a look from back here, and I absolutely love where the ball marker's pointed. I think we're lined up great. If I like to put a line on my ball, it's easy to line up with the on-point marker. The only thing left to do is execute. When I stand over a putt, really the only two things I'm thinking about are hitting this putt really solid and good speed.
Feel the need for the right speed.
Talk to me, gooseneck. Looks dangerous.
Lock it in, baby. Lock it in. Never
Leave your wingman.
Never
ever leave your wingman.
Every player needs a wingman.
Is that Bernhard?
Oh, great, Langer. You know why I play Tour Edge? Because I win with it.
Pound for pound, nothing comes close.
And now back to Match Play with your host, Ray Adams.
Greetings and welcome back to Match Play with Ray Adams. I am joined right here at Augusta Ranch Golf Club now in our Ryder Cup special edition, this show, by Jim Richardson, the president of the PGA of America, and you're also the vice president of operations at none other than Troon. Amazing. What a job, and what a learning experience you must have gone through the last 4 or 5 years as coming through as secretary like Don Ray, who we just had on the show, then going on to vice president and now being elected president last October. So welcome. Thanks for joining. I know a busy schedule, Ryder Cup coming. Tell me about your dad, Bill, and how you got into golf.
Yeah, Ray, I mean, I grew up in a very large family that was involved with sports. My father was a high school and college football coach, later became a college golf coach. So I had 4 older brothers that I followed. We played sports like a lot of kids, football, little league, baseball, basketball. We all played golf. Back in that day, coaches didn't work 24/7 around the clock like they do now. A lot of his coaching friends played golf in the summertime. So as kids, it was a great way for us to spend time with our dad. So I've got a lot of great memories of playing early morning, kind of do sweeper rounds, or at twilight as the sun's coming down, memories of playing golf with my father.
I grew up in the Midwest. I was born and raised in the Midwest until we moved here to Arizona as a young guy, but Midwestern guy, Irish guy, a little Irish over here too. Went to college, 4-year letterman. After college, you decided, hey, I'm going to stay with golf. You went on to work as golf operations with Marriott, and then you ended up with the Kohler company. Tell me about the Kohler experience in your years there at Whistling Straits, because that's the site of our Ryder Cup coming up in just a few weeks. What about the Kohler experience?
Yeah, I had a great tenure there, 11 years spent in Wisconsin at Kohler. Unbelievable staff of PGA members and other staff members that work in golf. That Midwestern hospitality, but really high-end service at the American Club, the only 5-star, 5-diamond hotel and resort in Wisconsin. Obviously, the golf courses are extremely well known. The Kohler family is very passionate about everything that they do at the highest level, and golf was no different. So it was a lot of fun to work there. It was a lot of fun to be involved in those championships. Everybody likes to bring up the Dustin Johnson scenario where he was penalized at the end of the championship. But there's a lot of bunkers on that golf course, and you have to pay attention to that. They'll come into play at the Ryder Cup in a few weeks, and really looking forward to being there and being part of the Cup this year. And can't wait to see kind of the favored son, Steve Stricker, as the captain, being cheered on by the great fans in Wisconsin.
And tell me about, we talk about Steve Stricker as captain, great pick. And I know the PGA of America works in conjunction with the Ryder Cup Europe, and together you put on the Ryder Cup. How do you go about picking a captain?
Well, there's a lot of factors that go into it, and obviously those selections have changed over the years. At one time, it was always kind of known that you needed to be a PGA past champion as well as play on Ryder Cups. That's changed and modified, but Steve obviously is somebody that's still highly competitive on both the regular tour and the Champions Tour.
He is.
He's very well respected by all the players. Traditionally, he's always kind of ranked or voted as one of the nicest individuals on tour.
Yep.
He's great friends with some of the biggest names. He and Tiger have had a relationship over the years. Mm-hmm. He's a mentor to some of the younger players that we have now that are up and coming in their 20s.
So perfect pick.
Jordan Spieth, the Justin Thomases. Plus the fact that he's been a Ryder Cup assistant captain. He's played on teams. He was a successful President's Cup captain recently. Kind of checks all the boxes. And then there's the added benefit that he's born and raised from Wisconsin. Probably nobody could have been a captain that would get better support at Whistling Straits in the state of Wisconsin. So really excited for him. He's an unbelievable individual and person. He's had a great playing career. He's going to be a great captain, and really looking forward to being there and cheering him on.
And we're going to talk more about the Ryder Cup in the next segment, but back to being president of the PGA of America. How do you balance being the vice president of operations at Troon with being the president of the PGA of America? How do you do that?
Well, I've got a lot of support. First with my family, my wife, Christy, who's my much better half, unbelievably supportive of my passions and what I do in golf. I've got a daughter at 11 years old, Mary Claire, who's very understanding of daddy traveling and being gone. I've got Troon and the company there, Tim Shantz, the CEO, and other executives that are very supportive of the role. Dana Garmany started the company. He's a PGA member. He's very supportive of my role with the PGA. So very fortunate. Got a lot of support from family, from Troon, and the PGA of America.
What does a PGA of America president do? What do you do?
Well, I'm here in a role to represent our 28,000 members and try to make sure that we are focused on the mission of elevating the status of PGA members and their role in the industry and helping grow the game.
Give us a secret of what's coming up. We know about Frisco, Texas. We know that the PGA headquarters is moving. It's a magnificent project underway. But give us a secret that nobody out there knows right here on Match Play with Ray Adams.
Well, we're working on a lot of things. We're redoing our education system to help elevate the status of members so they're educated on the latest technology, whether it be on teaching, whether it be in operations, executive management. We're working with the 18 PGM university programs around the country to recruit more young men and women to get into this industry and this great game. And we're working on some additional benefits for our members on the healthcare side and retirement side. So we're hopeful that we can get a lot of that done in the next several months.
And all of this trickles down through your membership, your initiatives, to folks like me, amateur golfers all over the United States that are being taught by PGA Class A members, instructors, golf courses that we play being ran by PGA Class A members. All of it really is for the benefit of the amateur and professional players.
Well, absolutely, Ray. I mean, our members are the tangible connection to everybody that plays this game. You go out to a driving range, you're going out to a golf course, you're going to a championship. It's PGA members that are operating and running those facilities. So who better than PGA members to be in control of the game? Yeah. We're operating at the highest level. We're performing at the highest level and teaching at the highest level. So you're right. We're the ones that if you're enjoying your experience at a golf course, you're probably getting it through a PGA member.
Jim Richardson, president of PGA of America, thanks so much for joining me. And when we come back, we're going to be joined by Don Ray and Jim Richardson again. And we're going to talk about a gentleman who in 1927 donated a trophy to an event that became the biggest golf event in history. Stay with me.
We'll be back with more Match Play right after these messages.
Introducing Flag Assist, the simple, easy-to-use pin attachment that's changing the way people play the game. Flag Assist attaches to the flag pin to allow for faster, easier ball retrieval while eliminating turf damage around the cup. Fully allowable under the rules of golf, Flag Assist is customizable, creating new avenues for course promotion, advertising revenue, and enhanced guest experiences. Visit flagassistgolf.com to see what it can do for your course.
Golf only exists because it's fun.
What is special about golf is the relationships.
Being out there with your family, your friends, so many different chances and opportunities are presented from the game of golf.
Troon is brilliant. It's always first-class experiences. Courses that they run, they want it to be as good as possible, and it makes a big difference for the experience.
Why wouldn't you select Troon? You're selecting the best of the best. You know the quality you're getting, you know the experience you're getting. There's nobody better.
Augusta Ranch Golf Club in Mesa has been voted the best executive course in Arizona, challenging for all levels of players. It's family-friendly and fun. Plus, it won't take you all day to play. There's an excellent practice range with PGA professionals to help you with your game, and be sure to enjoy delicious food and beverages at the Scratch Pub and Grill. Make your next tee time at Augusta Ranch Golf Club by calling 480-354-1234 or by going to AugustaRanchGolf.com.
I think it's important to start your day by getting your energy flowing and your body ready. That's great, but some days I need more. If you want to be great at something, it takes hard work and focus. Other times, I want more. There's nothing better than finding time to slow down for a meal with family and friends. Is there a chance of even more? It's absolutely amazing when you can sit around a fire to finish off the day. I'm so glad I found a place for all my mores. Quality products at a fair price.
And now back to Match Play with your host, Ray Adams.
Greetings and welcome back to Match Play with Ray Adams. You know, when we went out, I talked about a gentleman in 1927 that donated a trophy. His name's Samuel Ryder. That first Ryder Cup happened in Massachusetts, and the American team over the Great Britain and Ireland team won by a landslide. Of course, Hagen was the captain, and we have a Ryder Cup that was born that became the biggest golf event maybe in the history of the game. I'm joined again with Jim Richardson, the president of the PGA of America, and of course Don Ray from our first segment, the secretary of the PGA of America, and will soon, in 3 years, be sitting in that chair. Jim, what advice did you give this young guy, new officer, when he was coming in to be the president, or excuse me, the secretary?
Yeah, really just be himself, right? He's had great success throughout his career as an operator. He's had great success in the Southwest section. Really, it's just be yourself and speak your mind.
Very good. All right, Ryder Cup. The PGA of America, in conjunction with Ryder Cup Europe, puts on the Ryder Cup. And this has been going on, as I just said, since 1927. You two gentlemen and the rest of your team and your board of directors and your CEO and all the 29,000 or so PGA members are excited about this coming Ryder Cup. Jim talked about it, of course, with Steve Stricker, a home guy from Wisconsin. The venue being Whistling Straits. You used to be there for 11 years with the Kohler company. Don, what are you up to putting on a Ryder Cup for all of us to watch and enjoy?
I'm just going to show up and enjoy, right? I mean, my goal is to go 3-0. I'm hoping as Secretary, Vice President, we win all three. That would be awesome, but I'll be rooting on the team. I love golf, so what else are you going to do? That's the best tournament in the world, in my opinion. It's a great competition between two countries that are battling it out. So yeah, just to be a spectator there and be inside the ropes is kind of cool.
Tell us, Jim, what's going on behind the scenes? So the folks that watch the Ryder Cup will say, when we're watching it. What's going on right now with the PGA getting ready?
Yeah, well, it's unique, right, in that it's a team concept. So most of the players, especially on our side, are used to that individual competition. So it's getting the matchups, getting the people that are going to fit together, play together. It's a lot of the strategy from the captain and the vice captains. And from our side, a lot of it's about how can we best support the team so they can perform at their highest level. Obviously, Euros have kind of had our number a little bit lately. They've won more than we have, and so we want to make sure we reverse that and bring that cup back to America.
All right, now, are you nervous at all, Don and Jim, like some of us are, that on the American team we got a couple of guys named DeChambeau and Koepka that are having a little spat going on? What's happening with that, and how are they going to be able to play teammates on a Ryder Cup when a lot is at stake? We want to win.
Well, the way I like to answer it is I've got 4 older brothers, and we fight all the time, but nobody has my back like my family does. So when those 12 get together in the room, they get on the team. That's the captain's responsibility to bring them all together. They're unbelievable competitors, those two. I can't wait to see that action, but they're unbelievable competitors. I think they're going to step to the plate, and I think that we're going to see some great golf out of those two.
All right, so you mentioned, Jim, that the Americans have over the last, 20, 30 years kind of had a little bit of an issue winning some Ryder Cups, and the Europeans have really stepped up, possibly the way that their captain succession goes, possibly that they've just played flat out better golf, scored better, whatever. We've got a question from one of our listeners, Nolan D, that came in off social media just now, asking that question. Why has America got Europe in their head, which is what Nick Faldo told me, and we are struggling somewhat to win a Ryder Cup? Tell me why. What's your opinion?
Oh, you're going to shoot the secretary first?
Sure.
My opinion is every Ryder Cup is different. Every makeup of every team is different. Every coach is different in how they're handling it. So to me, whatever those trends are, I disregard them entirely. The courses are different. There's horses for courses. I love where Steve Stricker's head's at. I love the options that he has to put together his team. And I think the Americans are feeling closer and closer all the time. Even this COVID situation, I think, has brought that team closer together. So I don't know what Sir Nick's saying, but all I know is I think this team is going to be closer than any team we've ever had, and Coach Stricker's going to do a great job.
Yeah, and I think you look at the statistics too, Ray. I mean, obviously, America won a lot of the Ryder Cups for a long time. But you also look at the rankings, right, and where players play. America dominated the top rankings and had all the best players statistically for a number of years. The game's become so global now. We have so many of the Europeans who are playing over here full time. You look at the rankings of the teams, and now they're pretty much even. So it really comes down to who's playing the best that week. And even the best player, the number 1 ranked player in the world, Tiger Woods, who dominated for years, didn't win in every single event he was in.
No.
I think it's closer now than ever from a talent level. Who plays best, who's in the best mindset, who's ready the most. So it's going to be an exciting I know our guys are ready. I know Captain Stricker's ready. We're excited for the Ryder Cup next month.
Well, I read where Dustin Johnson is definitely on the team. Those 6 permanent players earned their way onto the team. We have 6 captain picks coming up, and that's going to happen during the FedEx Cup playoffs that are happening right now. Tell us something that when we're watching television, we're going to see new at the Ryder Cup this year. Is there anything new?
Anything new? All the people who are going to show up are going to have a great time. You know, I think that's kind of new for this year. You know, we're excited about holding a very safe Ryder Cup for all the people that are showing up, and that's just, you know, you're going to see new golf. You're going to see great shots. You're going to see something you're going to remember for the rest of your life. So golf's always new. Every time you play 18 holes, you could have the best shot of your life.
Yeah.
So this Ryder Cup is going to have a memorable moment that I think people are going to latch onto for the rest of their lives.
I call it TV golf. You always get one shot that keeps bringing you back. Jim, nobody knows the golf course, Whistling Straits maybe. I say nobody, but there's a few, but you're certainly one of them on the earth that knows that golf course best. Tell me about Whistling Straits and what 1 or 2 holes should we really be watching when we watch the Ryder Cup?
Well, that golf course is so dependent on the weather conditions, on the wind off of Lake Michigan. I believe it's a better match play golf course than stroke play. I say that because you can set up all the par 5s to be reachable. You can set them up where they're almost unreachable. They're par 3s with locations you can really stick on some and tuck them, but you can put them in spots you might see some hole-in-ones. Right now, it looks like our team might have a little advantage on driving distance. So we've got some par 4s that you might be able to drive, some par 5s you can reach into. So it's all going to depend on the wind and the setup. But I think we're going to see a lot of birdies, potentially eagles, maybe even a hole-in-one.
Jim Richardson, from President of the PGA of America and from Troon Golf, thank you so much for being with me today. And Don Rea, Secretary of the PGA of America and the owner of this beautiful venue we're at today, Augusta Ranch Golf Club. And thank all of you for being with me. Stay tuned to Match Play TV for more to come on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. See you soon.
Huh, Ridgeback. Ridgeback? That's pretty cool. So it's a brace for the face?
Ridgeback, like the dog.
I'm really a cat guy. So what is it?
The best feeling and longest metalwoods you'll ever hit.
Was that Bernhard?
Oh, great, Langer. You know why I play Tour Edge? Because I win with it.
Pound for pound, nothing comes close.